There is a system behind generational wealth that women who build it actually use. Most of us never see it, because the women who raised us never saw it either. Everything your mom taught you about money was wrong, and it is not her fault. But it is costing you thousands, maybe tens of thousands, maybe more. Here is the thing nobody talks about. The money beliefs you absorbed before you were 12 years old are running your bank account right now. Not your salary, not your job title, not your credit score, your childhood. And if your mom grew up broke, scared, or told that money was a man's job, guess what she passed down to you? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, I am going to show you exactly which beliefs are draining you, where they came from, and the one shift that changes everything. Let me give you a number. The average American woman retires with 30% less saved than the average man. 30%. And yes, the wage gap is real. But researchers at the National Bureau of Economic Research found in 2021 that even when women earn the same salary as men, they invest less, save less, and carry more guilt about spending on themselves. That is not a math problem. That is a mindset problem. And mindset problems have origins. A 2019 study from Cambridge University found that money habits are formed by age 7. 7 years old. You were in second grade. You were learning to tie your shoes. And somewhere in that same window, you were absorbing every single message your household sent about money. The fights, the silences, the phrases repeated at the dinner table. That foundation is still under your feet right now. So let's pull it up and look at it. The first piece of advice, or rather the first silence, was this. Money is private. You do not discuss it. Not at the table, not with friends, not even with family. Sound familiar? Here is what that silence actually cost you. When money is treated like a shameful secret, you never learn to negotiate. You never learn what your coworker is making. You never learn that the woman in the cubicle next to you, with the same title, negotiated a salary $12,000 higher than yours simply because she asked. A 2023 LinkedIn workforce report found that women who openly discuss compensation with peers earn on average 8.6% more over a 5-year period. That silence your mom modeled? It is not modesty. It is a financial penalty. Wealthy people talk about money constantly. They compare portfolios. They share strategies. They ask questions without shame. That is the system. And you were never invited into it, because the door was marked private. The second one is going to sting a little. You were told to save. Save everything. Cut the coupon. Skip the latte. Sacrifice now so you can be safe later. And look, saving is not wrong. But the version you were handed was fear-based hoarding, not strategic wealth building. There is a massive difference. Saving money in a regular savings account earning 0.01% interest, which is still the national average at most big banks, is not saving. It is slowly losing to inflation. In 2022 alone, inflation ran at 8.2%. That means money sitting in a low-yield account lost real purchasing power every single month. Your mom's version of saving kept money out of the stock market, out of index funds, out of high-yield savings accounts that in 2024 are offering up to 5.3% APY. She was playing defense on a field that requires offense, and she taught you to do the same. Did you ever hear some version of this growing up? Money is the root of all evil. Rich people are greedy. We are not like that. We are good people. I hear this one so often it breaks my heart. Because what that phrase did, delivered with love by someone who meant well, was wire your brain to associate wealth with moral failure. So unconsciously, you sabotage. You undersell yourself. You feel guilty charging for your services. You give discounts nobody asked for. You feel physically uncomfortable receiving a compliment about your home or your outfit, because somewhere deep down, you believe that having nice things makes you a bad person. This is what psychologists call a money script, a term coined by financial therapist Brad Klontz in his research at Creighton University. And his data showed that this specific script, money avoidance, is the most common one among women who grew up in low to middle income households. You were not raised to be broke. You were raised to be humble. But the two got tangled together. Okay, this one is the big one. Even if your mom never said it out loud, the culture said it for her. Somewhere between Disney movies and watching your grandmother defer to your grandfather on every financial decision, you absorbed the idea that money management was someone else's responsibility. His responsibility. And so, maybe you handed over the budget to your partner. Maybe you avoided learning about investing because it felt like his territory. Maybe you stayed in a financially toxic relationship longer than you should have because the alternative, being financially alone, felt terrifying. Here is the data on why that is dangerous. According to a 2020 report from McKinsey Global Institute, women outlive men by an average of 5 to 6 years, which means statistically, the majority of you will be managing money alone at some point. If you have never built that skill, that season of life becomes a crisis. Financial independence is not a feminist slogan. It is a survival skill. And the last one is the sneakiest because it sounds so beautiful. Be grateful. Do not be greedy. Be happy with what you have. Gratitude is genuinely powerful. But there is a corrupted version of it that gets handed to women specifically, and it goes like this. Wanting more is selfish. Wanting more makes you difficult. Wanting more means you are not content, not spiritual, not good enough as a person. So you stop wanting. You stop negotiating. You stop applying for the promotion. You stop raising your rates. You stop dreaming big because somewhere along the line, big dreams got labeled as greed. Rachel Rogers, attorney and founder of Hello7, wrote about this exact trap in her 2021 book. She argues that women, particularly women of color, are conditioned to shrink their financial ambitions under the guise of humility. And the result is a massive systemic transfer of wealth away from women who deserve it. You can be grateful and ambitious. Those two things are not opposites. But someone told you they were. Here is the thread that runs through every single one of those 5 beliefs. None of them were designed to make you wealthy. Every single one, the silence, the fear-saving, the moral shame, the dependence, the shrinking, was designed to keep you safe and small in a world that was not built for women to have economic power. Your mom did not invent these rules. She inherited them from her mom, who inherited them from hers, going back generations to a time when women literally could not open a bank account without a husband's signature. In the United States, that changed in 1974 with the Equal Credit Opportunity Act. That was 50 years ago. The law changed. But the mental software? It updates slower. You are running beliefs from a system that is 50, 100, 150 years old. And it is showing up in your bank account right now. So here is your action step for this week. Not next month. This week. I want you to write down 3 money phrases you heard growing up. 3 things said, or unsaid, in your household about money, rich people, or what women deserve financially. Then next to each one, write, is this true? Is this mine? Is this helping me? That is it. 3 questions. Because you cannot change a belief you have not named. The women building real wealth right now, the ones with the investment portfolios, the businesses, the emergency funds with 6 months of expenses in a high-yield account, they did not get there by earning more than you. A lot of them started exactly where you are. What they did was identify the invisible rules running their money behavior, and they chose, deliberately, to opt out. You can do the same thing. Starting right now. Starting with those 3 phrases. If this video made something click for you, share it with one woman in your life. Your sister, your best friend, your coworker who always undersells herself. She needs to see this. Subscribe if you are new here, because every week on this channel, we break down real money strategy for women who are done playing small. Drop in the comments. What is the one money phrase you grew up hearing? I read every single one. And thank you for being here. Genuinely. Disclaimer. This video is for educational purposes only. Nothing constitutes financial advice. Always consult a licensed financial advisor.